Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss a question which is based on AIME, and that is based on integral solution. So we'll directly move to the question. So it's given an exam of 30 multiple choice problem. A contestant who answers M questions correctly and N incorrectly and does not answer 30 minus M minus N questions get a score of 30 plus 4M minus N. So the score here is nothing but 30 plus 4M minus N will be the score here. A contestant score N greater than 80. Our knowledge of N is sufficient to reduce how many questions the contestant scored correctly. That is not true for any score M satisfying M is lesser than N but greater than 80. Find N. So that means I need to find out the least value which satisfies the condition here, basically, right? So this is equal to the total mark here. Few things which you need to keep in mind whenever you're dealing with these kind of questions. It's based on the integral solution format. So I'll just give you a normal example here. Suppose I have the value as 4M minus N is equal to 20. For the time being, I'm assuming that the value of N is 0. Then this value is supposed to be nothing but 5. The next value which satisfies the condition will be nothing but, I'll take this value as 6. This value will be nothing but 4. And this is 7. This is 8. Then if this is 8, this is 12, and this process continues here. What I'm doing in this, I'm just adding this coefficient to this part and the coefficient of this one, which is 1 here, to this part, right? That is the basic integral solution variation here. So we'll be dealing with this, but there are few things which we have to identify here. So I'll just plot a table here. I'll consider total mark here. I know the rights, wrongs, and unattempted. I will try to figure out some of the basic things here, and we know that this is my relation available here. Suppose since I want to find out the least number which could satisfy this condition here, and that will provide me a unique combination here. So I'll start with the highest value possible, assuming that there are 30 rights, 0 wrong, and obviously 0 unattempted. For the time being, let's consider. That means the total score will be how much? Total score in this case will be 150. Similarly, suppose now I'm just reducing the value for the time being. I'll consider 29 rights, 1 wrong, and 0 unattempted in this case. The score is supposed to be how much? The score is supposed to be 145, right? But so this will be a unique value also in this case. Similarly, if you take 29 rights, 0 wrong, and 1 unattempted, the figure is supposed to be how much? 146 in this case, right? Still it's a unique value. So similarly, now I'm just increasing this. For the time being, I'm keeping unattempted as 0 here. So now let's try to identify this. So instead of this, if you take 28 rights, 2 wrongs, 0 unattempted, the figure is supposed to be nothing but 140. Similarly, 27, 3. So if you take 27, 3, and this will be nothing but 0 for the time being. So let's check. 27 into 3 into 4. So the figure is about 135, right? Similarly, suppose if we'll take 26, this is 4 and this is 0, this is 130 here, and I can have various variations in this case for the time being. And Now if we'll take 125, that means if it's 20, not 125, let's consider a case where I'm keeping this figure as 25 wrongs, rights, 5 wrongs. So let's see what is my score possible in this case, and 0 unattempted here. So now if we'll take this, here we can identify 25 into 4 is 100, minus 5 120, plus 30 125 will be the score here, right? But suppose I'll change this one. If I want 130, I could have also considered 25 rights, 0 wrong and 5 unattempted, right? So this is also possible in this case, right? So I could have taken this also. Now if we'll consider this case, now you can identify, so this will be how much? This will be nothing but 130. Now previously we have identified that to get 150 I have a unique combination possible, 145, 146, I still have unique combinations possible. For 140 also I have a unique combination possible, right? 135 I have a unique combination possible, but if I'm talking 130, I do not have a unique combination in this case. Now what is happening in this case? Instead of 4 wrongs, I have reduced my rights here, which you can identify in this case also when I had given you the example here, right? So here my score is same. That means I cannot basically identify how many rights were there and how many wrongs were there. Suppose my score is 130, I cannot identify whether I have 26 right attempts or else 25 right attempts, or else 4 wrong attempts or else 0 wrong attempts, right? So we are not sure about this. That means now I can say that I cannot bear this one, right? So if I have 1 wrong attempt, 2 wrong attempts, or 3 wrong attempts, so I can bear maximum 3 wrong attempts. If I have 4 wrong attempts, that means there can be a change in the right attempts and I can have the same score possible. For that you can identify here also, right? I am increasing my right attempt, at the same time I am increasing my wrong attempts also in this case, right? So here if I want a score of 20 for the time being, so I can get 20 with 5 right and 0 wrong, or else 6 right, 4 wrong, 7 right, 8 wrong. Then here I can say 8 wrong, 8 rights, 12 wrong. So here the gap is nothing but 4. Also I can say I cannot bear a gap of 4 in this case, or else I cannot bear a condition where I am having 4 additional wrong attempts in these cases, right? If it's 0, 1, 2, 3, it's fine, I can work on this. So I can say I cannot have 4 wrong attempts. From this I can identify I can maximum have 3 wrong attempts. If I'll take more than that, that means I'll always be in a confusion here. Now with this figure you can also identify that I can maximum have 4 unattempted part, right? You can identify here if I have 5 unattempted questions, in that case my score at these 2 points are same. So now I can identify that maximum I can have 4 unattempted questions, maximum I can have 3 wrong questions. So in that case I can say minimum I can have how much? Minimum right. I have to identify minimum right in this case. So now here let's try to identify. I know that right plus wrong plus unattempted, overall is supposed to be 30. Here I have considered this one as 4, and maximum I can have 3 wrong attempts. Why I'm maximizing this? Because I have to find out the minimum score possible, which will provide me the unique value here. Right. So here it's already given that a knowledge of n is sufficient to deduce how many questions the contestant scored correctly. And it's already given that if the score is lesser than n, a person is not able to identify. That means I'm talking about n should be the minimum value possible. So here, to get the minimum value, I should have minimum right attempts here. Maximum wrong attempt is 3. Maximum unattempted is nothing but 4. That means the minimum right attempt will be nothing but 23. This will provide me a unique figure, and that will be the minimum unique figure possible here as a score. So now let's see, my total score is supposed to be, total score now here will be nothing but 30 plus 4 into 23 minus 3 will be the value. So let's try to find out 30 plus 92 minus 3, or else 30 plus 89, which is supposed to be 119. So if I have a score as 119, the person can easily identify how many right attempts are there. Right, so this is more of a related to integral solution, which we have to identify. The main motto is to identify the process or the flow of integral solution. That's all for today. Thanks for joining us.